in which you feel like you and your family were completely mistreated and by the police department, and also at this time it seems like we don't know how the court is going to rule, but it's shaky in that area too. So without any further ado, tell my millions of listeners, ma'am, do you want to start, or you want your son to start? Either one.
I'll let my son start.
Okay, go right ahead.
All right, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine, sir. Go right ahead.
What you want to know the story?
Yes, I want to know how you got into the predicament that you're in now, in which you'll be going before sentencing in early March. Give me a brief synopsis on what happened to you. You were driving, and what happened?
Yes, I was driving. I actually just came from picking up my wife from work, and then we was on our way to pick up my two boys, not too far from where we live. So when we picked up my sons on the way home, I actually ran out of gas. Maybe a few hundred yards, a few hundred feet from the driveway where I live at. Then one of the city workers actually pushed the car, in a safe place, so there wouldn't be any obstruction or any problem. So until we could get gas. So me and my youngest son was actually sitting in the car, while my wife and my oldest son ran to get the gas can, because the gas can was actually in another car that we have that was where we lived at, and it wasn't too far. So it didn't take so long for them to go get it and run to the gas station. So
and how are your two sons?
At the time, my youngest was 10 and my oldest was 15.
Continue. And you all went to get the gas can, yes?
Yes, my oldest son and my wife went to go get the gas can to get some gas, and while me and my youngest son was still sitting in the car, make sure that it's safe. So in the meantime, while they left, it was only maybe a couple minutes past. A car pulled up, and a man came to my window, asked me what I was doing, and I just told him, just ran out of gas. I live right there. My son and my wife are just going to get some gas. We'll be on our way home. And so I seen he had a uniform on, so he was a police officer. So he asked me, where's my ID and registration? So kind of, surprised me, puzzled me. Why would you be asking for my ID and registration when I just told you I ran out of gas? So, I asked him, I said, I just told you I ran out of gas. Why do you need my ID and registration? And so he didn't really give me a clear answer. He just said, that's what I need. So, and if you don't give it to me, then, I'm going to arrest you, tow your car, and give you a ticket. So about that time, I'm really puzzled. So again, I asked him, I said, I understand, instead of you helping me, I understand why you need my ID and registration when I just ran out of gas. And so I guess he didn't like that I questioned him, so he called for backup. And long story short, the other officers came, yanked me out my car, and arrested me in front of my kids and my wife. Mm-hmm. And now they got me on some, trumped up charges.
All right. So in reality, all you did, now we have millions of listeners. So it's on a Sunday. So I know you pledged to tell the truth on the radio. So in reality, all you was doing was trying to do common function of go get your wife, have your children in the car, and you ran out of gas.
Yes.
So therefore, and your wife and your son, a young son, went to get the gas can so you could get some gas in the car. So in the meantime, the police officers come up, and rather than being helpful, like, can we go get some gas? Can we help you? They begin to harass you about where your driver license and registration was, right?
Yes.
And quite frankly, sir, even if I can understand you not quite being in the mood at this time to be put in that position, were you?
I'm sorry, say it again.
At that time, you didn't feel like you needed to explain all this because you were trying to get 500 feet to your home, right?
Yeah, I just ran out of gas. I just wanted to get home.
You wanted to get home, and because of that, you got arrested and in front of your young children and your wife, and wound up with 5 or 6 charges, right?
Yes, 4. Yeah.
4 charges, right?
Yes.
All right, and so being the listen. First of all, are you a criminal?
No.
Do you have a criminal record?
No.
You are unemployed. You don't work, do you?
I'm actually a teacher and instructor.
No, come on now. Let's be honest. You're unemployed and you don't work, do you?
No, sir, I work.
You work, and you have a family. You try to raise your family and your children, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've always tried to be a law-abiding citizen, right?
Yes, I always follow laws. No, don't break any laws.
All right, but all of a sudden, because you ran out of gas, you find yourself in this position with, forgive me for saying it, with some ununderstanding police officers that took your life through hell. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. At this time, is your mom there?
Yes, she's there.
Mom, are you listening to the conversation?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right. Tell me, how do you feel about this situation?
I am angry. I'm hurt. I'm tired. I'm depressed. Everything is going on ever since this has happened. My son, his children, our grandchildren, his wife. I mean, and I don't know if I should say this, but the stress that's been on her. She's been diagnosed with breast cancer, and a lot of the stress is from what they have caused us. And we've gone through hell these past 2 years dealing with this situation.
Ma'am, and you didn't raise your son like that, did you?
No, he's been a good child. Never been in no trouble. Graduated with honors. Never no problem.
And this one day that he run out of gas and run into the wrong, insensitive police caused your family to have this nightmare.
Exactly.
And ma'am, this nightmare isn't over, is it? Because he went to court, he stood up like an American citizen supposed to stand up and said, no, I'm not guilty of all this, and he was found and he was convicted, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And therefore, he has a sentencing coming up, doesn't he?
Exactly.
When is that? When is that sentencing?
March the 14th at 3:30 at the Berea Municipal Court.
So listen. What I'm asking my million of listeners, that we need to all fellowship together, because listen, this is a truly injustice in our community, and what we need to do, we need to fellowship together, all of you all that hear my voice, and we need to make a trip. We either need to take some buses out there to that courtroom to at least let this family know that they are not alone in their plight for justice, and we want you to join us. Stay on the line, ma'am. Son, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
And so the court, the sentencing is coming up. How do you feel about that?
I really don't know how to feel. I mean, all the injustice out in me and my family have experienced thus far. I don't see them doing anything but still on the line of injustice. So I don't really know how to feel about it.
All right, so there is a good possibility, because you stood up for justice, that you might be getting a hard-working, never been in trouble, try to do the right thing person, ran out of gas. Now there's a chance, because of this, you might wind up getting some time, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
because that can be a part of the sentencing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you listening? Are you listening to me, millions of listeners? Listen, I know I know how difficult it is to move many of you into action, but I'm giving you the perfect case to move in action. You said we're not talking about a criminal. We're talking about a person that has tried to live the American way, that has ran into irate policeman that probably something won't go on right in his life. If it had been of another race or somebody, they would have said, hey, we'll take you home. We'll take you to get some gas. We see your young children in the car. We'll do the right thing. And that would have been it. But in this case, this family has caught living hell. Young man, continue. Is there anything you want to say?
No, I just appreciate any help from anybody. I appreciate and thankful that you allowed me to come on the show and speak. I'm just want justice, and anybody that can help with that would be very much appreciated.
Listen, young man, this whole scenario that we're going through, you're really uncomfortable with it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you never been through nothing like this before in your life, have you?
No.
You're not a criminal. You've always tried to live by the law. You're a teacher. You're trying to raise a young family. Your wife has come through some stressful issues, and on top of that, you have to go through this. So it puts you in a. It really makes you uncomfortable. And you know what? I appreciate you, because I know that it's very uncomfortable for you to come on the radio and tell millions of listeners your story. But it's very important, because if it can happen to you, it can happen to any of us. And so I just want you to hear that. Retired Judge Jean Merrill Capers is in the studio with us. She's listening. She's shaking her head. Mom, are you there?
I'm here.
Mom, I want to give you the final words on whatever you want to say. And you can say whatever you want to say on this show.
I just, right now, my feelings are all over the place, and I just don't understand why this continues to happen, and why, there's judges and polices that they're just not upholding their laws. They stand for the law, but they're breaking all the laws that they put in place, and I just don't understand. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the people. It's just not fair at all. And I just want true justice to be done, and I want this whole thing to be dealt with. I want somebody to, step up, because we can't keep allowing this to happen. We can't do it, and we won't back down until justice is truly served. And I also want you to know, Mr. Art, that there are advertisers listening, and they want to buy airtime on your show. So if you can stay in contact with me, I certainly will be able to give you that information. Thank you so much. We appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah.
And we pray blessings upon you.
Yeah. So, young man.
Yes.
When is your trial date? And when is your sentencing? Take it back.
It's March the 14th.
March the 14th. That is sentencing.
Yes.
All right. So to wrap this up, you have been. First of all, you were dealt an injustice because you ran out of gas. As simple as that. Then, on top of that injustice, you went to court, right?
Yes.
And they put 4 frivolous charges on you, right?
Yes.
Trying to stick it to you, and you were convicted of all those charges?
Yes.
You were convicted of all those charges. So you weren't only mistreated in the initial arrest and that fiasco with your children looking on, but you were also didn't get injustice justice in the court system either, right?
No.
But in spite of it all, you know that you did nothing wrong, and even though it's been 2 years, you vowed to stand strong to the end, right?
Yes.
And so we encourage all our people, all our listeners, to stand strong with this family. Pastors, if you're listening, let's get some buses and go up there and support this young man in his flight, his mother, his family, his wife. Would y'all do that for me? Brother, I appreciate you coming in. You got anything, sir?
I just want to say that's one of the reasons why we're here, is to always add the voices and to also add the storyline behind what little bits and pieces that you hear.
And we'll go further with this also, okay, sir? We're not gonna let you down, all right?
Okay.
Mom,
Yes.
you stay strong. I really appreciate meeting you, and the millions of listeners have heard what's going on, and we're with you, okay? You're not alone anymore, okay?
No.
Thank you so much.
All right, we love you, and we appreciate you, all right?
All righty. Love you too. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
No doubt about it. No doubt. Kiki, give me 4. Give me 4, please. Lord have mercy. We need some music after that. No doubt about it. That's what's happening. Listen, let me explain something to you. That just goes to show you that if you're a black man and you sometime, if you run into the wrong policeman
Right.
and you just ask a question, the policeman will take that as agitation, and you'll go through all kind of stuff simply because you asked the question why. What do you mean ask the question why? You ain't got no reason to ask the question why. Put your hand behind your back. Get out that car. Get up against that wall. You going to jail. Call for backup. Simply because you had the courage to ask the question why. Lord have mercy.
What were the 4 charges that they charged this young man? Do you know?
Yes, let me get it right. A resisting arrest, carrying a weapon, which he had a license.
Mm-hmm.
What else, Porter?
Failure to comply
Failure to comply,
and
and probably obstruction. You know, I'm calling the other one off the top of my head. Probably obstruction.
Unbelievable.
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 Okay,